A St. Louis police officer is finally back home tonight after beating COVID-19. Hospital staff saw him off. His fellow officers followed him from Chesterfield to South City. What a scene here. A rare type of treatment was the key to saving this officer's life. Russell Kinsall is live this evening at St. Luke's Hospital, where the officer spent weeks battling the virus.
Steve, the doctors here at St. Luke's say the treatment that they used for Officer Dave Tenorio was something that's rarely used. It was a last resort, but it worked, and they plan to use it more often. Hopefully it leads to more patients recovering and more celebrations like the big one they had here today. The crowd went wild when St. Louis police officer Dave Tenorio stood up from his wheelchair and waved. He greeted his police chief, John Hayden, and public safety director, Jimmy Edwards, then gave his wife a hug. The view from Powerhouse Sky Zoom 4 showed a crowd of hundreds outside St. Luke's Hospital, there to celebrate the recovery of a 26-year veteran of the St. Louis Police Department. Tenorio's a big, strong motorcycle officer, but when he arrived at the hospital, he was so sick with COVID-19, he immediately went on a ventilator. But it couldn't get enough oxygen into his system. On
maximal ventilator settings, and we were unable to oxygenate him despite that. And it was a last resort.
The last resort was to put Tenorio on a machine like this called ECMO, short for extracorporeal membrane oxygenation.
It's essentially a simplified heart-lung machine, kind of like the heart-lung machines we use every day in heart surgery.
The machine's been used to treat COVID-19 patients in Italy and New York, but Tenorio is the first with the virus to be treated with it at St. Luke's Hospital.
It kept him alive long enough for his body to heal his lungs.
Outside the hospital, Tenorio's wife, Kathy, thanked one of the other doctors who treated her husband. Dr. Leidenfrost says it's emotional to see patients recover and give hope to others.
People are surviving this, and there are a lot of success stories and a lot of hope.
Tenorio stopped before driving away to thank the doctors and nurses who saved his life.
I'm forever grateful to them. Thank you all very much.
3 days after Officer Tenorio went into the hospital here, his wife tested positive for COVID-19. Thankfully, she didn't get nearly as sick. Live in Chesterfield, Russell Kinsall, News 4.